Hello Grammar Geeks. I hope you watched and enjoyed my previous videos in this series. If you haven't already watched them, I recommend that you watch part 1 and 2 before you watch this video. We had started with working on a great introduction to essay writing in the first video, followed by writing the body of the essay in the second video. Today, in this final video, we will try and figure out how to conclude our essay and then use a fine comb to go through it. So shall we get started? The last paragraph of an essay is the conclusion, and it is as important as the introductory paragraph. We must now tie up all the loose ends in our story in the concluding paragraph. Have you observed how everything comes together towards the end in a movie? Similarly, the last para or conclusion in our essay must also sum up all the ideas or arguments that we have presented. It is very important not to introduce any new concept in the conclusion now. It's time to bring all your arguments to a close. The closing sentence should provide the reader with the final words we wish to convey. We could wrap up our essay by connecting back to our introduction, but be careful not to repeat the introduction again. By the time the reader has reached the end, it should leave them with a fair idea of why whatever we have said matters. I have been talking about going through the essay with a fine comb. Well, that's what this last part is all about. Grammar and spell check. This is something that is often neglected, but remember it's very important. Grammatically incorrect sentences and wrong spellings can be quite a put off. It's best to avoid direct speech when writing an essay because though direct speech works in a story, it is pretty jarring in an essay. But if you do use direct speech, follow proper rules. Now look at the sentence, he said don't go out, but I said no, don't stop me. Now this sentence hardly makes an impact on the essay that we are writing. Let's see what it is missing, shall we? For one, it is sure missing punctuation. So we really cannot make out who's saying what. It's also missing the depth of emotion that is very essential to connect to your reader. Let's see if we can try to make it more interesting. Now with proper punctuation and with proper emotion, we can visualize the scene before our eyes, isn't it? But again, direct speech does not really work well in an essay unless there are lots of characters saying lots of things. So shall we look at another way to say the same thing? He commanded me to stay inside the house. However, I begged him not to stop me. Though tears streamed down my face, I refused to be poked down. Wouldn't you agree that indirect speech might be a much better way to communicate our thoughts? It's not only impactful, but it is also easy to read and quite visual. Let's look at another aspect. Sometimes we tend to forget what tense we are writing our story in, and without our knowledge, we may end up swinging between the tenses. So as you can see here, the first part of the sentence is in the past tense. I met him yesterday. But the second and the third sentence are written in the present tense. I told him that he is looking handsome. He says that I am beautiful too. And the last sentence is written in the future tense. I will be very happy. So it's important to remember that if we are writing our essay in the past tense, the entire essay is written in the past tense. Choose your tense but see that you stick with it throughout the essay. Punctuation is very important and it's very powerful. We've also seen previously how a bad punctuation can make it very difficult for the reader to find out what is actually happening in that sentence. I'm sure you've seen this meme, right? So you will agree that punctuation indeed saves lives. The wrong punctuation can send out the wrong message, and when used properly, it can make an essay stand out. Vocabulary is an important part of essay writing, so we could also check in the final reading if any word can be said better. Instead of saying she was very happy, can we use a better word? Was she joyous? Perhaps ecstatic, blissful, exuberant, pleased, thrilled? So having a good command over our vocabulary will help our essay look professional. And last but not the least, always check for spelling errors. This is the most overlooked aspect of essay writing. Wrongly spelled words could spoil a narrative or bring down the impact of a good essay. Therefore, it is important that our spellings are spot on. I hope you found this tutorial useful, but before I go, let's have a final checklist. We start with the introduction and ensure that we start with the hook and then introduce our topic. If you're not sure what the hook is, don't forget to see the first video in the series. Next, we work on the body of the essay. We brainstorm for ideas and pick one main idea that we will work on. Let's check if we have provided sufficient and correct information about the topic, and if we have used an external source, let's not forget to cite the source. And lastly, let's ensure that the essay is well structured. My previous video gives some insight about how we can write a well structured essay. Do remember to check that out. And finally, the conclusion, which we know is as important as the introduction and the body. We end our essay summarizing our points, tying up loose ends, and bringing the write-up to a great end. And let's finally polish the essay by checking the grammar, the spellings, and using better words where we can. Read out the essay loud and clear and reread till you're satisfied with the outcome. Well, that's all I have for you today, but I'll meet you again soon with yet another episode of The Grammar Geek. Until then, take care and stay safe. If you haven't already done so, do like, share and subscribe so that you can continue to enjoy these grammar lessons. Thank you.